What's up, J family? Back again with another reaction video for y'all. And I think this is the last one of Jake Paul for Shane Dawson series, Inside the Mind of Jake Paul. I know I sound sick, my nose is tripping. But let's get to the video, J fam. Let's go!
Alright, where do I start? So, I was in 4th grade and my dad gave Logan and I a camera. Start making videos on it, thinking nothing of it, you know, just having fun. Doing it because that's what I love to do, is just be silly and make people laugh. High school came around, started wrestling. It was pretty much all I did was wrestle, train, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I don't really like school that much. So we started making videos for YouTube. Basically, I realized that, like, this is what I truly loved, you know? Wrestling was great, but I didn't actually love it, but this is what I really, really love. So that's why I moved to Los Angeles, and that's why I'm here now. And I dropped out of high school, finished my high school online. I have my diploma. Moved to Los Angeles with my brother, who's in that room right there. I left all my friends in Ohio. I left everything. Brought my clothes in a suitcase. Said goodbye to my mom. She was crying as I left for the airport. Flew to Los Angeles. Started pursuing the dream of being on television, being on movies. Can't thank you guys enough, because honestly, I'm living a dream. Honestly, I hate to be like so emotional because I'm not normally like this, but I'm living a dream thanks to you guys, and I'm lucky enough. I got so lucky. Whoever the first one to rewind it was, whoever the first one to like it, I want to thank you. And hopefully you're still watching today. Hopefully I didn't scare you off, but yeah.
Uh-oh.
Y'all can't handle this. Y'all don't know what's about to happen, baby. Team 10, Los Angeles, Cali boy. But I'm from Ohio, though, white boy. It's every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow.
What's going on?
So, Jake Paul and Eric Costello are here.
What?
I see their car.
What car are they driving?
Pretty.
I see someone. Oh my god, it's Erica Costello.
Erica Costello. I'm Erica Costello. I left it myself. Never concerned with the gossip.
I literally made a list of everything I need to talk to him about, which is long.
Nervous? Big nervous.
This is it. This is. I need. Huh. Welcome to the Team 30 house.
Nice to meet you. We got Starbucks, yeah.
I want a whole cake after this is over. I'm like nervous.
I don't know about the food.
This is the real Jake Paul right here.
The comfort food.
Yeah, but I feel, honestly, this morning, and I'll talk more about it, but like I had a full mental breakdown. Jake Paul and his family and his friends and everybody around him and everything, I can't do this anymore. What is this? What the fuck?
We're gonna have a little bit.
Why are 3 of them? They're all lying to each other and lying to themselves. Wait, fucking Jake is bad, he did this. Oh, Erica's like, oh wait, she's bad, she did this. FaZe is like, oh, he did that. It's just all ba.
3. You had 3
Mental breakdowns.
this morning?
Yes. Sorry. Oh my god.
Why?
Because of him?
There's 3 Pauls. 3 of them. There's Jake. There's Logan. There's Daddy.
Yep.
And now, I'm in the middle of that!
Because I think I realized what
all of this is about.
Oh my
What
gosh,
we actually talk about. We're gonna talk about everything. But I just had a moment. They all love drama. They all love controversy. They love it. That is not for me. I don't watch videos like that. I watch mukbangs, and like for me, a mukbang is like so much more drama free.
You look crazy.
You do.
I'll explain later, but I'm excited. I'm fucking ready. I'm fucking Starbucks up. I'm fucking ready.
I'm
to go.
Starbucks up.
Same.
And like we're gonna kill it.
Let's fucking do this.
Let's
Shane.
fucking do this.
Yeah.
I'm so terrified.
Let's flip and do that thing.
Bruh.
Is this good where we're sitting?
So I think what we're gonna do, it'll just be me and you for like the majority, like the big moment of like going through everything.
Yeah.
So I guess what we should do is,
Why are we here?
it's me, Erica Costello.
I'm Erica Costello.
Hey guys. Costellers. We watch her.
You guys are Costellers? Oh my gosh.
This is amazing. Well, I'm gonna hang out with them. I'm good.
Okay, so you guys can go get froyo or like do something fun.
I've had ice cream twice today.
Perfect.
Really?
Savage, you can't catch me, no.
But
Yeah, we're kind of just splurging, you know?
kind of just living. Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
Well,
Officially,
officially like 4 months, like super official, but before that it was like,
it was a while. We've been together a while. Like a year. Like
That's
close
what
to
I'd
a
say.
year.
I feel like you guys have been together for a long time. Just like
We just never like wanted to.
make it like Facebook official.
Yeah.
And like this is like during the time that like all of like the shit like drama was going on, so like I just didn't know who to trust ever.
Yeah.
And so like,
Insane.
which was just sad, but yeah.
you said to me, I don't think we filmed this part, but you said for like the first year, I think, that you were like, the idea of dating was not in your head.
No, like I the first like 2 years that we were working and living together, I had like a serious boyfriend. Hey.
Did you miss me?
Yeah.
I missed you too.
And I like couldn't. I love you now, but like I couldn't like stand him because I was working for him. You know what I mean? Like it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
great.
When, no, like
Yeah, I didn't like you either.
no, you know what I mean? Like
That actually built a strong foundation, though.
it did.
Well, it's weird because like I never like thought of her in that way.
Never.
And then like one day like,
We spent so much time together too. Like for like 2 years, like every single day for like. 12
but one day
months.
like we woke up and like I was like, damn, she's hot.
And then you.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I have a question. Do you think your butt lifts work that you get all the time?
My what? Oh, the butt stuff. Yeah.
I got my butt lifted. You have like one of the cutest butts I have ever worked on.
Thank you. From Beauty Blogger.
What?
What?
Hello.
I'm
What?
gonna go diarrhea. I'll be back. Jake, you chill. Do you need water? More coffee?
Maybe water. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot. Do you want one?
Double it.
Really?
I'm down.
Should
everyone take a
all
shot?
get fucked
We should all
up
take
right
a shot.
now? This is very different from Good Morning America. Wait, what should we have? No, wait, what do we drink? Damn! Oh, right. See, Team 10 has nothing on me.
Patron.
Fireball. Jesus.
Dang.
Grey Goose.
Wait, are we actually doing this? Am I gonna cut this out? I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, I've never drank on camera. I mean, I've never drank before.
Ever.
Because my audience would be like, I don't know actually. I just wouldn't put it on my channel. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I think people like,
People don't.
but I don't think they do.
I think they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, they got it.
What's something that's not gonna like, I don't want to do it.
He just takes shots like straight up.
Yeah, I'm just vodka. Yeah.
Wait, who else is doing this?
Everyone.
Me.
Is this like a solidarity thing?
Yeah, no, we have to.
Everyone's gotta do it.
Yeah.
I'm really shaking from that coffee. It's supposed to be good.
Okay. 2, honesty, not holding anything back, putting everything out there, and just saying, fuck it, let's do this.
Cheers. Yeah, that never gets easier.
Let's talk scandals.
Here we go.
Okay. That's so funny.
Let's do it.
So, Erica, Do you want to come sit?
Yeah. Here? Dun dun.
Is it nighttime?
Here's kind of what I learned. Yesterday showed me a lot. It showed me you as a real person. It showed me your guys' relationship. But after doing all the research and hearing all the different sides of the story, hearing your guys' sides and everybody's sides, what I realized was, I think the idea of choosing sides and being like, oh, you're the bad guy. Oh, she's the bad guy. She's the bad guy. Oh, Alyssa's the bad one. Oh, FaZe is the bad one. Or, oh, Jake's the bad one. I think it all, at the end of the day, like, doesn't even matter. Because when you look at it, everybody is kind of on the same level on all sides. It's like, yes, you know, Alyssa cheated on you and all of that stuff that we'll talk about. What brother would fuck their brother's ex? That doesn't even make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Is that something I shouldn't bring up? Like, what was his reaction to that?
Oh.
Not good.
No.
Not good.
No. I don't know if that is something you should bring up.
But then you could also say, well, but Jake probably did this. Jake probably did that. So it's like balances each other out.
I'm so annoying. I want to take 2.
It's like, yes, this person might have lied about this situation, whatever.
Because Jake, you're abusive. And you physically abused Alyssa?
But then on the other side of it, it's like,
he's not like a physical abuser, like he's not an abuser.
Erica has things too.
She knows everything that I went through. And like, she's just super hypocritical.
Everybody says that this happened, this happened.
Like 100% proven that FaZe Bench was innocent. And he never removed the video.
I feel like it's just everybody has made their career based on drama, controversy, beef, views.
Look, I'm excited for the rest of this series. I literally have no idea what it's about or where it's going.
And you've been very honest about that. Like, yeah, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be on Twitter news. I wanted to do all these things, and it worked.
Basically, anything I do now gets picked up in the press. All press is good press.
Right.
But the side effect of that is it kind of puts everybody in the same place of, like, a mess.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean?
No, it is, yeah.
And I had this weird feeling of like, wait, but I like him, and wait, I really like Erica, and like, I feel like I could be friends with her, but what does that mean? Am I dumb? Are people gonna be mad at me for that? But it's like, no, because I liked FaZe too when I met him. I thought he was cool. I think everybody has their shit that they've done. It's not about making this person look bad or this person look good. It's like, this is your chance to just be like, all right, here's my side of it. Here's my opinion. Here's my story, what I think happened, what I think about these things. Nobody can hate on you for just being honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like nobody can hate on that.
As much as I love Jake, we don't talk like normal brothers do, I think, as much as we should. Our family's a bit if you couldn't tell.
This is what it is from my perspective.
For me, like, that, I feel like that's why I kind of like never talked about a lot of the controversies, was because I told you yesterday, I was like, I just feel like it would just be like me ranting and like trying to defend myself, and it wouldn't seem like real or authentic, you know what I mean? And like people, even if I was telling the truth, like I don't know, I just didn't feel right about like trying to like respond or like have my side of the story out there.
Off camera, we were talking about some things, and you were like, well, if I talk about this thing, then people are going to say I'm lying, or they're going to bring up other things I've done.
Exactly.
Or they're gonna add on to it. So it's like, why even talk about it? What I want to do with this is be like, all right, fuck all that. I want to go through everything. But that's kind of the tone I wanted to set. And also, can I be super honest?
Yeah.
Okay, I woke up with a text from Erica, which was like, Erica, hi! So I've been thinking about the part where we talked about blank. And even though it's all very true and honest, I don't think it's my place to tell the whole world about it. If Jake wants to talk about it tonight, then you can use that footage. I totally get where she's coming from, and I'm like, yeah, no. Well,
I don't want it to come from him.
So, I think there's a lot of fear from a lot of people, right? Like, oh, I don't know if we should talk about certain things, or I don't know, and I'm afraid of blackmail and this and that, and she recorded this.
And I still have these voice memos, like, to this day.
He has this.
I had to watch the security footage through FaceTime.
And there's, like, so much of that.
Like, that's the worst thing you could ever do.
Literally. To where I realized, like, oh, everything has kind of been done for views and for fame and for crazy motives and beef and drama. It's like everybody's kind of on the same page, to where it's like everybody looks bad, which in turn makes everybody look good, because everybody's on the same page.
And it's like, so if someone wants to come out later and be like, oh, she lied about this, it's like, dude, I have proof.
When I got that
Hey.
I have screenshots for days.
all the recordings too.
I'm good.
Don't make me tell them the truth.
Oh, shoot, it's something else.
It's something that everybody in Teen Time says.
No, like, it's just, oh my god.
Well, you're gonna be fine. I was even looking at the assault thing, and we'll talk about that later, but I was looking at that and I was like, you know what, even that, it's like the fact that that was a video that was titled, that the video's still up right now, the fact that Erica, you were on the news talking about it, it was very much, and I'm sure there's reasons for it, but it was very much like capitalizing on something that isn't good, assault.
Right.
It was very much like, oh, we're Twitter moments, people are talking about it, it's a thing, it's a thing, it's a thing.
Thank you for putting yourself out there for my vlog, and so I can get the views and subscribers.
Yeah, I need subscribers too.
Right, and the video's never been taken down. I mean, I didn't really lose much from it. I blew the fuck up from it, to be honest.
So I think going into this with that mindset of like, we're all on the fucking same page.
Sorry, you had to get dragged into this kid's life and all this YouTube drama and craziness that goes down. Welcome to the vlog log.
There is a lot, and there's a lot of controversies and a lot of drama. But I think the main thing people want is for Jake to actually talk about shit as a person, not as a video, not as, you know, anything PR-ish, like just as a fucking person, and just be like, this is what happened. It is what it is. And this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I think you have somebody right now that has your back, and who also calls you out on your shit, and who also actually cares about you as a person, not as Jake Paul. So, that's also why I wanted you here. Having somebody you can trust, me, and somebody you really, really can trust, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I just want my truth to be out there. And yeah, you're right. It's like what Nick said. It is super complicated, and there's like so much, so much. You know, like it is. A lot of the situations like are super complicated.
Yeah, literally, some of the answers to these questions can literally be like, I just wanted a Twitter moment. I wasn't thinking about it. I just wanted a little moment. You know, like if that's one of your answers, fucking own it, because that's real and honest. And if one of them is like super complicated, but it all boils down to the fact that like you wanted money or power, or you wanted to fuck somebody over, just fucking own it, because those people on the other side would do the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's at that point. I think you've changed, even though I just met you. I can tell. I just feel that. But Jake, a year ago, like that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Of a person.
Much different.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
So, let's do it. Or give Jake a hug.
Leaving you.
Bye.
Good luck. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
Alright, so it's just me and you. I have a list. I made a long list of everything, right? So we're just gonna go through it. Cool. So, here we go. The first thing that's very much a thing is the Martinez twins. They came out, they made a video saying you bullied them, you used clips of the videos, you were destroying their room, you were, you know, chaining them to things.
It's crazy because like the Martinez twins and all of us were like best friends. I don't know, like I think their new manager like flipped the switch inside their head to like turn them against us, but like for them to say that I bullied them, like first of all, those pranks on them are like fake.
Yeah.
Like my vlogs are like, it's like lightly scripted, and so when all those pranks, I like tell them I'm gonna do it, and then like they're like okay, and then I do it.
Good morning, Martinez. Oh, he's
So for people to say like I was bullying them, or for them to say that, it's like we both would film videos all the time, like tell each other that we were gonna like prank each other before we even did it.
You would let us know like the night before, like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna like pretend to wake you up tomorrow with like the leaf blower.
Wake up! This is Spain. Spain, man.
What are you doing?
No, this is Spain.
Bro!
I think they just wanted to like capitalize on leaving Team 10 as much as possible to gain like momentum that way.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I was excited, right?
It's everything okay.
Okay, right?
Do you think anything happened with you guys where you went too far with either saying something to them or doing something to them or something where it was like they felt okay about kind of leaving and fucking you over.
I wish the Martinez twins were here to do
Oh
this.
my god, bro.
They'd be like, what the heck is this
I
Americans
think they
doing?
would've
They would be like, I want to play soccer.
Yeah.
I think I think sometimes there was a language barrier when we would like be joking around, like off camera. A lot, like sometimes I would see them like get mad at me, but I would always try to fix it and like,
You know what it is? No. It's a post-it. Yeah, post-it note. I'm actually proud of you. That's good. I like to make fun of you, but you guys are actually good.
again, I don't know why everything got so malicious with that. Like, I don't know. I feel like we could still be friends till this day.
That's for you, man.
Ay, no! Oh! Wait, are you gay?
They did say that you were saying some like crazy offensive comments.
He was saying to us all the time because it was funny for them.
But even if you were,
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it's like that, and it sounds fucked up, but that's not surprising to me because you get.
Go ahead. Did you?
Do you want to take a sec? There's like a thing flashing in the back, so do you want to take a second? I just gotta move that.
Yeah. So we just took a little break, changed lighting and stuff, but also we were talking off camera. This is another one of those instances where it's like nervous to talk about this stuff on camera because it looks like we're putting blame on things. So I'm just gonna say my thought and you can respond. For me, when I was a kid and I grew up in a household where there was no line. I mean, it was aggressive. The jokes were crazy. It was offensive. And I'm not saying it's good. I wouldn't raise my kids that way, especially now. But that's where I came from, right? So when I started YouTube and I started saying jokes and I started saying things with my friends and stuff, I didn't know it was too far. I didn't know where the line was. And I quickly realized, and it kind of fucked my life, basically. I'm assuming...
Yeah, like our friend group is very much like kind of that same way, like the way we were raised, like it was.
Hello, who are chicken fried rice? We got chicken fried rice.
Crazy, like there was like no line, like very like high school locker room type like vibes. Like you can say anything, people are saying the most messed up things, and that's like how I was raised. And like I think the Martinez twins, like I said, came into that environment where it was like me, my best friend Anthony, my best friend Chance. Anything was a joke to us. We talk about each other's moms, we talk about sisters, like we diss each other, like
No, boys, and girls.
Oh yeah.
and anything that people said about me or like my family, like it was all just jokes, and like that was best friends, like that was like our comedy. And so I think like when we would say jokes to like the Martinez twins,
say Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Yeah, we got it. You got it.
I think at the time they thought it was funny, but then maybe looking back on it, they were like, oh, they were like being racist or like.
Can you give me a specific example of what went down with that?
Literally, we would greet each other, like the Martinez twins would walk into the house, like, and if we were all sitting there, they'd be like, what's up, crackers? And like, they'd like call us like stupid, like white people, and like they call us like stupid Americans. We'd be like, but what up, beaners? Like, we would just like give it back, like bros being bros. And when they left, I think they like used that against us.
Beaner. Like, how he's joking about that. Like, he cannot joke about that.
To be like, oh yeah, they called us like this and that, when like that was the culture in that house.
America, you know what? America.
And they did it to us too. Like everyone would just like joke around.
America.
All right. I don't know what to say.
Do you think that experience made you change a little bit? Because I didn't notice any of that. Granted, I was there was a camera, whatever. But did that experience be like, oh, there is this line?
100%. Like those words wouldn't even like come out of my mouth, because till this day, like I'd be scared like someone just even saying that I said something bad. You have to find out where that line is. And like I said, like growing up, my parents, or mainly my dad, like there was no line with jokes or anything.
What?
I definitely learned from that situation, like, not everyone's gonna joke around the same way. And even if they are joking around, they might not actually be okay with, like, that environment.
Yeah. I know it's hard because you don't want to blame family, you don't want to blame whatever, but also the truth of it is, like, everything you are, all of it, is really rooted in how you were raised and your childhood. Like, it's so obvious to me, some of these things. Like, you had no control when you were a kid. It's like you're going house to house to house to house, back to mom, back to dad, back to mom, back to dad. Your dad doesn't really have a line. He's like offensive and whatever. It's like,
am I sexy? So sexy.
I am tired.
Is that sexy?
That's so sexy.
Is that sexy?
So sexy.
So sexy.
it does all kind of make sense when you look at it that way.
Hey, will you take a picture with me?
Sure. I'm not kissing you.
So yeah, I'm happy you're like talking about that because I didn't want to cross the line and bring your family into it, but I kind of have to.
No, yeah,
Makes
like
sense.
Yeah.
With a lot of things,
Yeah.
you know, like, is there anything else you want to say about them before we move on? I mean, and by the way, it's okay to be mad at them, right? I'm not telling you have to sit here and be like,
that's what I mean. Like,
"I'm so sorry," whatever.
I am mad at them. Like,
yeah.
I literally took them from, like, I went and visited them in their hometown in Spain, and I got there and, like, got to their house. They couldn't even speak English at the time.
No se tiene que enterar de nada.
And I was staying at their apartment just so I could meet them and potentially sign them to Team 10. Their mom barely had any money. Like, it was like a bad area. And, like, I took them out of there. Like, I saw potential in them, brought them to the United States, literally taught them, like, how to speak English.
There's a station, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how, like, normally you'd say there is castle? There is a castle. Yeah. Bro, this man, I'm actually like,
thanks, man. I'm the best.
Gave them a place to stay, and then, like, they go and say that I bullied them, like, and was racist, like, when I was, like, the first person that they would ever even, like, feel comfortable to speak English with. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't do that. Nah, man. We love you. You're my big brother, man.
These are the fake ones.
That's why I'm mad about it, because
Unreal. Was that a tear?
Oh, baby. I love you, man. Bro, it looks good in my hand.
to me on my end, it's like I loved them as like little brothers, and like it was more than just like me helping them get followers. Yeah, I think that's why it pisses me off, because like one day then all of a sudden they're like forget all of that and try to bash my name. It will successfully bash my name.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Jake. I'm so sorry because of this.
Okay. So another reason that everybody, actually, you know what? Something I haven't actually asked you. Why do you think people hate you or instantly don't like you?
I think there's a lot of reasons. A lot of my fans like skew younger. So I think like the older generation watches my videos, they don't like my videos, they think like they're just like garbage and like cringy and all that stuff.
She's gonna break the world record for most dabs in a minute. Let's go.
Two, like I have gotten into a lot of shit that would make people be like, this kid's a jackass, like staying on top of the news van. Like at the time, I watched the video back and like I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I still think it is, like, because that's like my personality. But like watching that from like an outside perspective,
What are those?
and like detaching myself from it, like I look like a fucking douchebag.
I guess he didn't like my shoes, but I don't think they're so bad.
Like look, like that was terrible. But I think the people that like know me and like the fans were like, that was hilarious. I think I come off like with like a cocky vibe as well, and like nobody likes anyone who's cocky. With the It's Everyday Bro song, I'm literally like just bragging and like talking shit the whole entire time. For people who didn't know me and that was like their first impression of me, they're like, wow, this kid sucks at rapping and he's just bragging about dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just drop some new merch and it's selling like a god church.
As like the list of controversies piles up, and there just began to become this like bandwagon of like fuck Jake Paul. And once that momentum like goes, it's hard to do anything to reverse that. And like every little thing that you do from then on out just amplifies what everyone thought anyways.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have done like shit that's not okay, so like it makes sense on why people don't like me.
What I'm curious about is there's things you've done that you know were bad or aren't okay, but I think you might have a hard time seeing it from the other perspective. For example, looking at it from the neighbor's perspectives, like that's a fucking nightmare, right? Looking at it from my perspective, if I lived next door to that, I would like I would not fuck with you. I would be like, this sucks. Fuck this guy. Imagine like all these people on the street all the time, fucking news, all this shit. So I was seeing that side of it. But I don't know if even to this day you really like see that side. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I get it. The neighbor situation, again, like it just spiraled out of control. Everyone was just stuck. Everyone was just like stuck. I was stuck with them being my neighbors. The neighbors couldn't go anywhere because that was their houses, and like there was fans outside all the time. I was stuck in that house. I was trapped inside, but I had to keep on like making videos on a day-to-day basis, and it just was a situation that like kept on getting worse and worse. I think where everyone needed to do better was like just having like all the neighbors like communicate. No one ever communicated to me their problems. It was always like, oh, let me go talk to the news station, or let me go talk to like the paparazzi. But no, the neighbors never said, Jake, like, can you not do this? Can you not do that? And honestly, like a lot of the blame was like on me, but I didn't tell fans to come to my house, which everyone thinks I did.
Have you ever talked about how the address got leaked? Because I don't think I've ever.
No. So I don't think it's ever been talked about. One of the employees was trying to get Team 10 set up on some Google account. He put an address in, and it was the actual address of the house, not like the accountant's office or anything like that. He didn't know. It was an unfortunate situation. Then when you type in Team 10, the house address came up.
For what reason, I don't know, like they just started showing up, and it became like a thing for people to come to our house.
I told you guys not to come to my house. Apparently you guys don't listen. When I say not to come to my house, now everyone's gonna show up. Great.
The rumor was you guys purposely leaked the address, and the truth is one of the employees fucked up, and like it was too late, and that sucks.
Yeah.
But the whole world thinks that we wanted to make a spectacle of ourselves, or Jake wanted to make a spectacle of himself. Yeah. And it wasn't the case at all. It was awful.
And I tried talking to there was like one neighbor who was like mainly pissed, and I talked to him like in person. I was like, yo, like how can I make this situation better? We tell fans not to come. We have our own security 24/7 to kick fans away from our house. I can't even walk out of my house with paparazzi. Like I hated it too. Like I felt like a prisoner in my own house.
You see what's so crazy that we have to deal with people assaulting us? Like why? Sorry about that. What have we done to anybody? Like we're just trying to make videos to make people laugh.
Really the only solution was for us to leave, which we tried to do as fast as possible. And when we did leave, that solved it, you know. So, but I get why the neighbors hated me. Like I really do. Obviously, like the fire thing, we didn't know it was gonna turn into like that big of a fucking thing. We thought it was just gonna like light a little thing on fire, and obviously like it uproared, and like there's no excuse for it. We were just being dumbasses and making money from it. It was at the height. Like no YouTuber had ever like blown up that fast. And it's like I'm not gonna stop. Not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Doing my job because my neighbors are pissed, to be honest. Like,
And did you feel almost like, oh, I'm getting attention? It doesn't matter that people are mad at me. It doesn't matter that I'm fucking up people's days, fucking up the neighbors' lives, because I'm getting all this attention. And then when the neighbors say like, fuck Jake Paul, you're a very vengeful person. You like revenge. So you're like, fuck that neighbor. I'm gonna do it bigger. Oh, I'm gonna fucking get an air horn. I'm gonna do all this crazy shit. And then it's like, consequences. You are now hated by a lot of people. You know, you got all the attention.
but you also know a lot of people don't like you. I mean,
yeah. I don't know if I like loved that specific attention though.
The hate?
With like the neighbors. Like I didn't like beefing with them, you know? Like we would have to be next to each other. You know, we had to see each other all the time.
Yeah. I think the other thing is like a recklessness, right? For example, this is a personal thing, I've never talked about it, but one of my friends who's pregnant was walking across the parking lot, and you were driving and all your friends were in the car, and I don't think you were even vlogging, but you guys were just being crazy in the parking lot, and you like almost hit her. And she told me, and she was freaking out, she was pissed, and she works in the internet world, and she was like, that fucking Jake Paul kid literally almost fucking killed me, my baby. I'm so fucking pissed. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm so fucking pissed right now. And I was just like, whoa. So I think it's one of those things where I don't think you would do that stuff now, from what I saw yesterday. But why do you think you were doing stuff like that at that time?
I think genuinely, like, we were just having the time of our lives. Like, when I was a kid, like, I would do, like, stupid shit for fun. Oh, like, you go and TP someone's house, go egg someone's house, go ding-dong ditching, get in trouble, mess with people in public. Like, that's what we did for fun.
Hi, wait, do you know who SpongeBob is? He's my friend. Will you help me get him out? Please?
Yeah, we out here in the streets, we running it. What's up, what's Gucci, how y'all doing today? Faster. I think I carried that into a lot of my videos.
Please report to... Are you a Jake Paul? She is not a Jake Pauler, but...
I was like growing like crazy and like making a ton of money off of like... I was just having fun and like doing whatever I wanted. And like that was like the momentum behind like my channel was like kind of like rebellious and like no one's ever done this crazy type of shit before and like this is new. And I think that's why I grew so fast is because people would just be watching and be like, this is out of control, but it's like so entertaining and like this can do anything. And as I got more views and more money, like without even, like psychologically, like in the back of your head, without even thinking about it, like I wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna go do this and make more money. Like in the back of your head, you're like, let's just keep on going and like creating content. We'll do whatever we want for content. I don't care what the consequences are. I think that's something that I learned is like for every action, there's a consequence. And I know that now, but like I don't think I realized that in like the height of my like vlogging days. I just would act and not really care what the result was.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was dumb.
I mean, I think even just hearing you say that and being like, listen, I didn't give a fuck, having fun with my friends, getting views, that at the moment meant more to me than, you know, I wasn't fucking thinking about others. I was thinking about myself.
Yeah.
And from what I saw yesterday, I don't think, I mean, you were literally driving under the speed limit. And we weren't even filming it. You were like pretty cautious, you know, so I don't know. Do you feel that way? Like you're kind of done with that?
For sure. No, yeah. Like 1000%. I didn't realize like what I was doing, you know, until after the fact.
Did your parents ever step in and say like when things were getting really crazy or when you were doing things that were like
probably not?
Did your parents ever step in and be like,
hey, mama,
don't do that? Why are you doing that?
I don't think my parents saying anything would have like stopped anything, to be honest. And I think they might have known that, who knows, but yeah.
I mean, that's honest. So this is something that's like a lot, but there's a video right now that a lot of people are talking about.
Manipulating children.
City.
He is intensely hated by most other creators now.
You know, you've said a lot that your audience is between 8 and 16. You know that they're young. So here's what people are saying and what the video said. You're constantly promoting your merch, like a lot.
Out of a 13-minute and 50-second video, nearly 7 minutes of that time is devoted to advertising products.
Excessively. You have a merch store in your house. We saw it. It's like merch is very much like always a part of every video, like a lot, like 50% of it or more, right?
You even made a song all about merch.
Buy that merch.
You made jokes and said like, hey kids, tell your parents to buy my merch. Tell your parents that I want this merch, whatever.
Go tell your mama she gotta buy it all.
You know, you had kids join Team 10. You had like mini Jake Paul. Like, you very much created a world of like something that kids want to watch. You're catering to children.
My little dude here is rocking the merch. Turn him around. That's what I'm talking about. Didn't you have the underwear on too?
Even tagging your videos like
What?
friendly, but also tagging them like sexy girls, which is a little weird. So people basically think that you're manipulating young people, kids watching, to spend their money on you, to buy your merch.
All right, Ben. We need to sell some merch. You know, you're cute, so they'll buy the merch if you wear it. I'm gonna need you to put this on and go in front of the camera, okay?
So I'm curious, like, what your reaction is when people say that's like crazy.
I honestly think it's fucking stupid that people think that's manipulative. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem with it at all. Like, just because my fans are younger, does that mean I'm manipulating them? Like,
merch link in bio. We got some hot new merch.
My merch has come.
What?
A kid would actually believe that and be like, wow, I'm not cool if I don't have this, and like, hey mom, like, I need this to be cool, will you buy this for me? A big part of my content is like to make someone's day.
So that's why I'm working every single day, is so that I can inspire you or make your day better, just so that you can take over the world one day.
And to me, like, that's what the merchandise is about. Like, in a way, is like, it's being a part of that community and like wearing something that like actually means something and like reminds you of something, or reminds you of being positive, or reminds you of being happy. And I know, like, I promote the shit out of my merch like crazy, maybe sometimes too much, but for people to say that I'm like trying to manipulate younger kids is it's like, it's ridiculous.
So you spoke your truth on that, and I think we should respect that. Psychologically, what it looks like to me, and when I watched that video, I agreed with what he was saying.
Younger viewers are unlikely to understand the difference between advertising and entertainment.
But I agreed with it because I'm a 30-year-old guy who...
30?
I just get that, right?
There's some legitimate brainwashing going on. It's very predatory on these kids.
You, and I don't mean this as an insult at all, but I don't know if you know what's right or wrong with a lot of things, and I think you are kind of emotionally and in other ways stunted as a kid, and you show that in a lot of ways with like the crazy things you're doing, and like just the house and the Legos in the wall, and like always wanting friends around, and always wanting like attention, and always like doing these crazy things. And
Yo, we're making snow.
Okay. Buying these crazy toys and like buying, you know, it's very much like, once again, I think you're very smart. I'm not saying you're stupid, but I don't think you are this evil genius who like knows how to manipulate kids. So I agree, I don't think you're purposely doing that, but I don't think you know why it is wrong. Like, for example, you made that song about teachers, right? Which pissed off a lot of people.
My teachers never told me that.
Now, in your head, you're still thinking as like a 12-year-old.
I didn't like school. I still don't.
You're still thinking as a kid, and you're still thinking, teachers suck. Fuck teachers, they were mean to me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate teachers, right?
On my last day of school, I said goodbye. Most kids were still talking smack, and a teacher even asked me, "What are you gonna do when social media dies?" on my way out. I just smiled and waved. They didn't understand the vision.
Because that's how I felt when I was 12. But people who might not be a little bit stunted see that as like, why the fuck would you say that about teachers? That's crazy, right?
Mr. Paul, what's the answer?
Why don't you tell us some shit that we're actually gonna use in our real lives?
So, it's one of those things where, for example, you're watching a TV show when you're a kid, right? Say you're watching like SpongeBob. If SpongeBob every 10 seconds was like, buy my merch.
Merch? What? Like, look at all this merch. Lincoln Bio. Always plug.
Always, right? And was saying things like, teachers are stupid. And would have videos with like, you know, a couple crazy sexual moments or a couple crazy things going on.
Hey, nice butt, Alyssa.
You know, as a parent, you'd be like, I don't want my kids watching that. Or you'd be like, wait, what the fuck? Why is SpongeBob trying to sell my kid shit?
But isn't there like commercials in between SpongeBob?
Yeah, but it's not SpongeBob. You're the one that the kid trusts and loves and looks up to and wants to be.
Yo, you're Jake Paul or Scream!
So having you tell them to buy things and tell them the teachers suck is gonna affect them. And I don't even think you're doing it on purpose. I don't think you're manipulating on purpose. I just think that's one of the consequences of the internet is people having a platform and having millions of people watch who might not fucking know that that's not the best thing to do. Because I don't think anybody around you is like, well, you shouldn't do that. So, like, why would you stop?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, again, just like people finding a reason to be like, fuck Jake Paul. To me, honestly.
It's not a fuck Jake Paul thing. It's a, would I want my kids watching that thing? It's like, is it right to constantly tell kids to buy things thing? And I'm not telling you to change it or telling you to stop promoting your merch or any of that. I'm just telling you where those people are coming from when they say that. Because I'm not a fuck Jake Paul person at all. But I also see, like, yeah, writing a song about fuck teachers is, like, not cool.
But I didn't do that. I basically made a song like, nothing my teachers taught me in school do I utilize in my day-to-day life. At least from my experience, like, they were like, Jake, you're never gonna become shit. Jake, what are you gonna do in Vine Dies? Like, Jake, like, you have to learn how to speak this in French. But, like, why would, like, I don't know. Like,
because you and your teacher didn't get along or something. I don't know. Go figure. Anyway, so he called me yesterday. He's the principal at the high school now, and he wondered if maybe you would be interested in speaking at the commencement in June.
I think a lot of kids did relate to that song, and, like, I relate to that song, and, like, I wish my teachers did teach me.
I feel like they wouldn't hate me. Like, I talk so much shit about them, like, in my vlogs.
I know, but you could pull up in your Rolls Royce.
Wow. I'm actually so down. And just, like, yeah.
You know what? I'm totally kidding you.
That was strange.
Teachers teach subjects, right? English, math, whatever.
Sure.
Those things, which you do use in everyday life. So to say you don't use any of it is, like, not true. So the things that you wanted teachers to teach you, that you think they didn't teach you, in all honesty, are things that it's not the teacher's job. It's the parent's job. And
I was gonna make it part 2 called My Parents Never Talk.
And that's the fucking truth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, a teacher shouldn't have to tell you not to blow up your backyard. A teacher shouldn't have to tell you not to promote merch to kids. That's all things that happen at home. And, you know, and that's the truth of that.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's around being like, don't post that.
Yo, I'm getting my dad to crowd surf. No. Yeah. Who wants vlog dad to crowd surf?
But they don't want to carry his big ass.
We lost him.
The only advice I give on that is, like, I think going forward, you might need to have somebody that you hire or somebody around you to be like, hey, no, that's gonna get twisted, don't post that. Or hey, let's not really shoot that music video, that's a little too far. Because that's what they have on TV. They have standards of practice, they have that kind of stuff on YouTube. You don't. So that will save you from a lot of shit. Because we've seen before on YouTube, like, we wish there would have been somebody around saying, you can't post that. If you know what I'm saying. How do you feel about that?
Nah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely useful. I think it's hard to be like, I mean, I'd rather just have, like, you do it. Like,
Can you imagine? Jake, send me your video. Let me prove it. No, that's really funny. But also, I
like, yeah, it.
You have a lot of power. It's a lot, right? Which means you need responsibility. It's like Spider-Man.
But I don't want to become like so like squeaky clean that it's like not fun anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you can still be crazy. You can still do crazy things. But I think you don't know what the line is. Here's the thing. I don't think you're manipulating. I don't think you know. I don't think you're trying. But I also...
It's not even about that. It just bothers me that like people would even try to make that connection. Like I'm trying to manipulate an 8-year-old kid to buy my shit. Like when I was 12 years old, me and my brother had a YouTube channel and we like made our own merch.
Pretty nice, high quality. So it's up to you if you want to buy a t-shirt like that. It's pretty nice actually. I'm gonna give those ones to my cousins. So
it's like I've been doing that shit my whole life. So like for people trying to say like I'm just doing it to manipulate and trying to make money off of kids, like shut the fuck up. That's how I feel about it, which like that's just me being honest.
Yeah, no.
The teacher thing I get. The teacher thing is like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did, and like, yeah.
Okay. Okay, wait. Let's cut for a second.
I'm so stuck, bro. I'm like David.
Okay. This thing is a big one, and it's something that we talked about a lot when we weren't filming yesterday, and it also, to me, kind of explains a lot. One of the first big situations that happened that kind of made everybody not like you was Alyssa Violet, your ex-girlfriend, supposed ex-girlfriend. She said she got kicked out. She was mad. She made a whole long video about it. She showed Snapchats of all her stuff, like in boxes. And I even remember when I saw that, I was like, whoa. I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, what is this? And that was very much like one of the first things I heard about you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to that story. I don't know how much you want to go into, but I think you should. Also, I talked to Keemstar about it because I know he's friends with her and her boyfriend and stuff, and he said the same thing I did, which is like it's kind of necessary because it explains a lot.
Yeah.
So wherever you want to start.
It's hard for me to talk about for many reasons. And like one of them is like I don't want to like start shit again, just because like I'm so like I hate the drama now. Like it's like so overplayed, and like you, I've met with Banks in person, and like we've both said out loud like if it weren't for this situation, like we would probably be homies. But where do I start?
Well, some very raw sensitive subject. Out of respect for Jay, I'm not going to add it. Okay. Cool. Oh, it's long.
What is your fear about talking about this?
My fear with talking about it is like it's such like a sticky situation, and like if I talk about it, like it's just gonna like bring up all the shit again, and a lot of the reason why I didn't talk about the situation or like my side of this situation is like to defend my brother.
Go ahead.
I think that's why, but
I know the fear of like, oh, if I talk about this, then maybe it'll start another beef and a battle. From what I've heard, they don't want that. I think they're wanting to move on. and I think they probably are going to understand like that this is necessary to talk about. And also, this is something that is kind of public knowledge. It's like there's been news stories about it and stuff. He tweeted something and then deleted it. When I found this out, I was like, whoa. How is Jake not more fucked up? Like, it was crazy, right? And I know that there's 10 sides to every story, but like, just,
well, yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess like backtrack, like Alyssa and I always like really liked each other. We were always like dating, but like not really. Like, were we a thing? Yes, we were a thing. One day we're not. One day we were. It was a very like rocky like sort of relationship. I wasn't at the time mature enough to know like how to be a boyfriend. We would always like get into arguments and be fighting and like go through like ups and downs. Like everyone would see it around us. Basically, I did something that I think it was like I did like a bunch of things that like pissed her off, and like she wanted to get revenge, I guess is the word.
What did you do to piss her off?
It was a combination of things. Like I did, like again, like it was just me like not knowing how to treat her, like me just being like mean towards her, or like saying things in an argument that like would piss her off. Even business things, because she was like a part of Team 10. When we would like not be dating, like I would go and talk to other girls, and yes, she would go talk to other guys, but I think everything just like added up, and it was like this like really bad situation. I think like if someone sat down and talked to her to like today, she would say like it was a terrible situation. Like we were living together, we were doing business together, we were dating, we weren't dating. I was like her like manager basically. Like it was just a terrible situation, and like I think she would say the same thing till this day. But we would always do shit to piss each other off. And I don't want to like I just never said it before like on camera, but basically she came up with a plan in her head that like she wanted to make me feel the way that, or she wanted me to feel the way that she felt, because she thought that I like hurt her so much, and she wanted me to feel that same pain. And so I think out of spite, she began a relationship with my brother behind my back, like without me knowing about it, and it was a sexual relationship, and it was while we were dating, while we were on, while we were off. In the back of her head, I think, like I know actually, that she wanted me to find out, and that was like her way of like hurting me and like getting revenge for the way that I hurt her. I don't know if like, and so I'm literally like sitting in like on the couch like this one night, and my friend comes up to me and is like, hey man, like I've been kind of like putting clues together, but like someone needs to tell you. And like Nick was standing right there, and the person who was telling me, and I was just like, all right, what's going on? And he was just like, Alyssa and your brother have been having sex.
They messed up.
And
Tell me stuff.
I didn't like. I don't even know what I did. Like my mind was going like a million miles per hour, and it kind of like immediately, like without asking him why he thought that or like what the clues were, how they even found that out, I was like, yeah, like that makes like it all makes sense now. Like I could totally see that. And I was shocked. I didn't know how to react. I think I like I was just like heartbroken. For many reasons. I was like, how could like why would my brother do this? Was like one of my first thoughts. And I think like yes, like in our fucked up relationship, like we did a lot of messed up things to hurt each other, but like that to me was like just like that was it for me. I was like, I don't want to look at this girl. I can't believe this. Like I don't even really want to like talk to her. And so I stayed silent for like 3 days, and I don't know if I need to like go into any more detail really.
And I want to hear the rest, but I also don't want this to look like I don't want this to be like a fuck Alyssa, thing where we're throwing her under the bus, whatever. And you said you did things to hurt her too, but I do want to say, from an outside perspective, my brain can't process. My brain can't process this and your brother doing that. So I think
that was like literally the reaction like you're having right now is like what happened to me. Like I sat there for like 3 hours like silently. I don't know. I couldn't process it either. Like I had so many questions. Like I wanted to like punch my brother in the face, but again, it's like it's not like as much as the situation is messed up. Like it's not throwing Alyssa under the bus. It's not throwing like my brother under the bus. Like I don't know.
This is something that I don't think that many people in the world have gone through, and nobody really would know how to process this. And also, just because you're Jake Paul and people hate you and you've done whatever shit, like, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to fucking process this and talk about it and figure it out. Because, like, what that is, no matter what bad stuff you did, you're allowed to feel like that was probably one of the most fucked up things ever. Because it is.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, and I know I just met you, but, like, when I heard that, I don't understand, and also it's not something a human can understand. Okay? So, like, and I hate that you're, like, afraid to even process it because you're afraid of, like, drama or what. This isn't drama. This isn't, like, a Keemstar video. This is, like, real fucking shit. This is real life. This is your brother. So, take away the fear of what people are going to say or analyze, and I actually want to know what's in your head, and did you talk to your brother? How did you get over this, / are you not over this?
No, I'm over it. I like don't like to, like, me as a person, like, I don't want to, like, hold grudges against people. Alyssa wanted me to find out about it, and she wanted me to have the reaction that I did, and that was, like, her way of, like, hurting me, and I think she wanted to, like, try, like, to split Logan and I up. And if I just, like, let that, like, it gave me so many trust issues.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, if I just let this, like, manipulate my life, then, like, I'm giving her, like, what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I let this, like, affect me and, like, ruin my life, and I just, like, become depressed and, like, sad about it, like, then she won. And that's why, like, I had to, like, fight against it. And, like, for my brother, I think that's where I was more disappointed. And I talked to him, and that took me a lot longer for me to forgive him.
What did he say? Like, what? How? And he's not here to defend himself or whatever, and I'm not throwing him under the bus, but I just want to know, like, what? How do you even have a conversation like that?
Yeah. He basically said, his thing was like, oh, I didn't think that you guys were actually, like, a thing, and that, like, you guys were, like, actually dating. That was, like, his excuse, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean,
is that?
Look.
I think the reason that people want to hear you talk about this, the reason for me, is because the fact that you maybe didn't fully talk about it like this.
Well, that's what, like,
is, like, confusing, because it is a life-ruining event for, I think, anybody. It's I can't comprehend it.
I think for some reason, like, I just wanted to, like, I think my initial thing for not talking about it was, like, trying to defend my brother, because I thought it was going to make him look, like, really bad. I regret not talking about it and, like, telling the truth about it before, but then, like, I just stayed silent and, like, yeah.
When you tweeted and then you deleted it, was it just like, oh my god?
I was, like, super impulsive. Like, I was, like, so angry because, like, her fans were, like, tweeting me, like, I tweeted something random and they were like, yo, you shut up, like, you piece of shit, like, you kick girls, like, out onto the street. And I was just like, no, like, I forget what the tweet said, but
I mean, because what I heard writing down was, you know, you found this out and then she kept living there.
They stopped seeing each other. We were in the same house for a while. Regardless, you will always be.
Yeah, so
she was there for a while.
So I after I found out, I confronted her about it, and when I confronted her about it, she, like, admitted to it, but then I was like, you live in my house. I just don't want to be around you. Like, I'm so hurt by this.
Okay.
If you could have, like, move out and, like, find a place to stay in the next 30 days, that'd be better for both of us. Like, just take 30 days and find somewhere else to stay. Like, I just don't want to, like, be around you. Like, I was so messed up by this. Like, but then after 30 days, she still didn't move out, and then another day went by, another day went by, another day went by, and then all of a sudden it was like 40 days, and she just was like refusing to leave. And so I basically told her, I was like, I can't have this anymore. And she just kept on like taunting me about it, actually, and like
kicked out.
What do you mean?
Like, for that like 40-day period, like, we wouldn't talk, and like every like once in a while she'd like walk into the house and like say something about like Logan or something, like, out loud so that like I could hear it. Just like malicious things. And so after like 40 days I was just like, this is it, like, I can't do this anymore. And I called a moving truck and like told her that she had to be out. And that's where you start to see the Snapchats and like all that stuff. And I knew very well like she had places to stay. Like, I gave her places to stay. I told her like, yo, I'll get you Airbnb, like whatever you need to do. Like, I just can't have you living in my house.
Makes sense.
Like, I was gonna like go insane. Because every time I saw her, I just pictured like
them together. Yep. I'd have kicked that out too. I ain't gonna lie.
But I forgive her, honestly. And I forgave my brother like a lot sooner. It took me a while, and like I don't think she or Banks, like, I haven't told that to them, but like I forgive her, and like I also like apologize to her because like it was just such a bad situation. Like, we drove each other like mad.
Is there something that happened with you guys that in her head justified her doing that?
I remember her, when I confronted her about it, her justification was like, she said to me like, you made me do this. And I think it was because like when we were on and off for a year and a half, I would go and be with other girls. And she would go and be with other guys. But I think the fact that I would go be with other girls like always lived with her, and is what she means by like, you made me do this. Like, I brought her so much pain, which is why like I know I did. Like, I wasn't, like, no one in this situation is innocent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I don't want you to feel like you have to forget it and move on so fast, and because like you have every right to take your time with that and feel that, because that is like, I don't even know how you can be in the same room as your brother, at least not for a long time, and or like that.
You have to look at it like,
I don't know how you do it, son.
Like,
I'm gonna say something and we can cut it, but I feel like you care a lot about your brother. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that you and your brother went through some shit. I understand not wanting to lose him and lose that relationship, and like Oh my god, I literally don't even know. It's so, my brain isn't processing it. I don't want to feel like I have to like, it's like a weird situation, right? Where it's like you don't want to piss anybody off, but also like, this was a catalyst for so many things. Like, everybody thinks you kicked her out and it was this and that, but cut to her with your brother, and also you don't really have that many people around you that you probably can trust, and he's your brother, and now you can't even trust your own brother, but like, he's your family, so what the fuck do you do? Like, this is all stuff that I wanted to talk to you about because
I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was like, it was the most alone I ever felt in my life. And like, I felt like I lost everything because I did care about her a lot. And then like, it was just like, that's out of my life. And then like, my parents didn't even know what to do. My parents like tried talking to Logan, and like, they were pissed at him, and then I talked to him about it, and like, it didn't really make me feel better about the situation, but like, I just had to like swallow the bullet. I think what hurt the most was like when months after they like made out on his like diss track thing that he made against me.
See, this is like,
that's messed up, man.
Why I'm so confused by everything, because when I see, you know, thumbnails, right, on YouTube, like, oh, reacting to my brother or kissing, you know, Jake's girlfriend or whatever, I assume it's fake. I assume it's drama.
Real.
That to me is crazy, and also explains a lot.
Yeah.
Because how the fuck how are you even okay now? I honestly, keeping it real, I don't think you are. That situation
I definitely like changed a lot for me. Like, yeah.
And here's the thing, once again, not to throw Logan under the bus, but I think your brother has, you know, a history of not knowing where the line is for some things. That, in his head, was content. It's views, it's this, it's that, it's a music video. Like, I think there's like an emotional detachment where it's like, oh, but it's views and it's drama and it's this and it's that, right? Like, Jake loves that, he gets it. If you guys weren't YouTubers, that would end a family. That's like family ending shit. Like, you fucked my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because you're YouTubers, you have to like play into it, and it's like clicks and views, and like, it's very toxic. It's very.
Well, I had two options. I had one option, which was like, don't talk to this kid ever again, or option two, not let it split us apart,
right?
Which is what she wanted,
right?
And I chose option two, and it was a lot harder of an option because like mentally I had to like cope with it, and it still like haunts me like to this day. Like I'll just like even with Erica, like I just think about like that, and like it just haunts me. But like, and I have a lot of trust issues from it. Like I don't trust like anybody. Like Erica like had to like teach me how to like love, because like I didn't know, like teach me how to love and like trust again, because like I just didn't want to, and like she was like the closest person to me, and I was like, okay, well, like she could like screw me over like as much as Alyssa and Logan did. And so like Erica had to like come into my life to like teach me how to like love and trust again. And yeah, it's been a lot to deal with.
Yeah. It's hard because I'm like holding back a little bit. I mean, I told you earlier. Sorry, I have a soft spot for you. We talked about it, even in the past couple hours. I've noticed it's hard for you to feel things and express what you're feeling, and I don't want, even though he's your brother and you love him and stuff, and I don't want this to be something that you push down, because you need to feel this. This is and I know that you might have been raised don't feel a certain thing, don't be a certain way. I was raised the same way.
Yeah.
That's not strong, that's not manly, fucking suck it up, suck it up.
Don't cry, don't cry.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And that's something that's something you should not feel weak about feeling that, because that is something that would tear up a person. It didn't tear you up because you were probably raised to be strong, be strong, be strong, be strong. But I think that might be forcing you to push that shit down. Which is why I'm happy Erica's around, honestly, because I feel like she's probably a person who you could be real and actually feel things around. She's not going to judge you and make you feel like you're being a pussy, make you feel like whatever.
Yeah.
So, even now you're still kind of protecting your brother and making sure nobody's mad at you. But this is you don't have to. It happened. People know it happened.
Yeah.
It happened. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to hurt anyone. Yeah.
Do it.
Nobody can be hurt or mad at you for fucking talking about your shit, telling the truth, talking about what you've been through. Have you talked to your brother and stuff about the fact that it might come up at some point again? If he sees this, are you gonna be oh, I don't want him to be mad, because
yeah, part of me is he's probably gonna be pissed about this, but I think he also understands that he did it and that he fucked up too. So
yeah, he fucked up real bad, real bad, and I think he'd admit that. So but it happened and you went through it, and so fucked up. Literally, where's the line? It's crazy. Yeah. So sorry, that was just my side rant off camera about that. Jesus, fuck! These people are fucking crazy. What the fuck? Sorry. Okay.
Fuck, man.
Oh my god. Okay. The assault situation. You and FaZe off camera talked about it, but he says Jake said he'd come out and apologize, and that was the deal. He kind of says something about it, and I don't press charges, and I don't say anything, and then it's all gone. But you never released it. And also the video that you guys made is still up. So I think that's something we should talk about. Super honest. At this point, I'm pretty sure there has been no lies. It's been very, very, very blunt and real about everything. So here's your chance now. Let's do it. What actually happened? Why didn't you come out and say something and apologize if you did have any hand in it?
That's a big one.
Say anything. And why is the video still up?
So basically, she explained to me in detail that Banks grabbed her by the neck, tried to choke her or something. She saw him making out with a girl.
He's hooking up with that other girl, and that's not Alyssa.
She had voice memos and things from the night that she sent to Erica, basically explaining the situation right after it happened. You could hear the fear and stuff in her voice, and there was no reason in my head not to believe her. And I was wow, this is the dude who is dating my ex-girlfriend. Part of you is yeah, let's let's like expose this and like make him look bad, and obviously there was like so much beef between us at the time, and like there's beef with like Rice Gum, there's beef between me and Alyssa. Both parties like hated each other, and I decided to like make it into a video. It was not what should have been done, but it was a decision like that I made in that moment to do. And again, I had like no reason not to believe her.
You're not an actor. You're from Colorado. You're not an actor. I can see you're sort of getting emotional about this.
Like everything she was saying was like so vivid and real, and like to me there was no reason on like why she would have like made that story up. We made the video. Well, first she actually like filed a police report, but we made the video, put it up online, and
she filed a police report about what? Was it just that she got hit somewhere, or was his name in it?
I think his name was in it.
If his name was in it, they would have called it.
I think she specifically like said that he like strangled her or something in the club.
I just so happened to take a picture of Megan with the police filing the police report.
It's valid.
Everyone thought that we like hired like fake cops and stuff to like make it look like it was a real police report. I just want to say like out of like all of the shit that like I've done, like this was like I feel so stupid even just like talking about this situation now, and like I handled it like the completely wrong way, and it's something that should have never been put online. So like I feel dumb like even trying to like explain like my justification for it. Like I just hate talking about it and like bringing it up.
I mean, when there is no line, and when the drama and the beef and everything gets to a point where it's like there's literally no fucking line.
Yeah.
When something like that happens, I can see inside of your head, like what you said, which is like, perfect. Let's ruin them. Let's fucking expose it. Done. Fuck yeah, let's do this. Yeah, we don't know 100% for sure what if it really did happen or 100% proof and all this stuff, but it doesn't matter. Because when I pick this up now, fucking there it is. Fuck those people. It's 100% wrong. Shouldn't have done it. But the psychology of it makes sense.
Yeah. It was too real and like too hostile, and yeah.
I think that's another situation where it's like you have this platform, right? You have millions of people that are watching you, and I've seen this with a lot of YouTubers. They have all these people watching you. It's a lot of power, and it's like, oh, I fucking hate this person. I think they're a bad person. They've pissed me off. I can fucking ruin them.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it. Yeah. And you've seen it all. I see it all the time on YouTube. This situation was just like next level because it involved assault, which is like,
it's not a joke.
No. So when you and him talked about it, why didn't you publicly say like, I fucking shouldn't have done that, that was stupid?
That's a good question. Like I don't think I don't have a good answer. Like maybe part of me was like, I don't want to bring this up again. By the time we met up and talked about it, like it was already had dissipated. I felt like maybe it would just bring up that topic again. Banks and I talked about it in person and like resolved it, and like I think he's a good person, and like we've both grown so much and learned a lot from that.
Yeah. Do you have a reason for it still being up?
No.
Like why wouldn't you take it down? Why wouldn't you private it?
I never even thought about it. Like.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to lie. You can just be like, I don't even think about it.
No. Yeah. I didn't think about it. I don't know if that would. I think the damage was already done. So many people had already seen it. And by the time like. I don't know. I mean, I can delete it. I probably should delete it.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to like tell you what to do or anything. I think it is something that people are just like, why is it still up?
People probably just delete it right now.
Oh fuck.
So I don't forget.
While you're doing that, I should delete a few videos. Do my own videos. Hold on.
I deleted it.
Dang. Respect.
Good. That's cool. Wow. Alright, was not expecting that.
Respect.
Okay. Alright. I think something that's interesting that, like, I've just never really heard you talk about, the effects of the Suicide Forest video and the effects it had. Because we've heard what it did to Logan. We've heard his side and his apology and how it really did fuck up his fucking business and everything, right? I haven't really heard about how it affected you and yours. Because a lot of people think you're the same person.
Yeah. It like dramatically affected my business. It dramatically affected press, everything. Like, probably the same, just as much as it affected him. Because like you said, people think we're the same person, and
You know, we do similar things. We're in the same industry, but you know, we're different people, and
when that happened with him, like, my name just got looped into everything. It was like, Logan Paul did this. He also has a brother that is known for like controversial stuff, and yeah, really messed up things from an advertising standpoint to a brand deal standpoint to even just like how, yeah, like the public views like the Paul brothers, you know. I felt all of it. Just to like give a little bit of like context, but like the day after it happened, or like the day he posted the video, like 2 days after that, I was supposed to be doing like a brand deal for like 7 figures. And like that got taken away. I had like another one planned for, that was another 7-figure brand deal that like yeah, we're not doing it anymore. Like,
dang.
So like from a business standpoint, it like really affected. From an emotional standpoint, like I think I learned a lot from the situation as well. Like it was a lot to go through for like our family just in general. Like it definitely brought us like a lot closer together.
Did you know that the video was gonna go up? Did you know about it before?
He told me what happened, and he was like, bro, I just did like the craziest thing just happened. He was just like, yeah, blah, 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 and he was like, and he like explained it like very briefly, and I was like, oh, like you're posting that? And that was like literally the first thing I said to him over the phone. And I didn't like know what the video was or like what it looked like, or like I didn't even know like how much he even filmed.
Mm-hmm.
And
what did you think when you saw it?
I didn't watch it until like after like people were posting the clips, because he like had deleted the video, so I only saw like clips of like what everyone was posting online, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was shocked. Yeah.
Have you still not seen the full thing?
The full video? No. I don't want to, like, mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
It was bad. I haven't seen the whole thing either, but I
don't want to watch it. Like,
it was really bad.
Just like I can't wrap my head around the Alyssa thing, I also can't wrap my head around the Forrest thing. Like,
yeah,
can you guys talk about it, or is it just something you're just like, this is too confusing, I don't want to talk about it?
It's, for me, it's a little bit of that. Yeah, it's like this is too much, and like he learned his lesson. I think it made him a lot better of a person, honestly. And for me, yeah, I don't like to talk about it, because literally that's like all everyone wants to talk about when they talk about Logan Paul, or even me. It's like that's all everyone wants to talk about.
I think the reason it's interesting to me is because I can't imagine you doing that. I just can't.
Yeah.
What I will say is this. Now, it's almost like starting over. What do I actually like doing? And what do I want to do now?
Yeah. 1000%. Like, that's why I'm on like this like vacation thing right now. Like I did this boxing thing and like all this, you know, like hype and whatnot. But like for me, that's why I want to like completely disconnect from like all of this social media shit right now, is like to figure that out. Like what do I really like to do? Like what do I really want to do? Like what's next for me? It's like you said, like it's like starting over. Mm-hmm. It's like a new it's like a new chapter of like at least my life, where it's like I made all of these mistakes. I have all of this knowledge now. I have like made a name for myself, and like, but now it's like, yeah, like what am I gonna do with that? And to me, that's exciting.
I think now is kind of perfect timing. You, in my eyes, have changed your videos recently. You're not doing as crazy things. Now that you have Erica, now that, you know, I know I just met you, but now you have me. You have people you can trust. I think now it's like time where it's like, you need to fucking do your own thing and figure out who Jake is. Because I have a weird gut feeling about you. I always have. I think you're better than, you know, all of this drama shit. I think it's like, you don't need to do that anymore. And also, this is something that, like, I might be overstepping a boundary, but, like, it's just my opinion. You don't have to take it. But working with family is bad. I know you love your family, but it is toxic. It doesn't fucking work. My mom, at one point, lived with me and worked with me. And I love my mom, but that was bad. It ended bad. Yeah. And, like, we didn't talk for a while. She moved out. It was a whole thing, right? But then, once I was on my own again, and I figured out who the fuck I was, that's when shit really started growing, and I started getting better and figuring things out and making cooler stuff. Because it's like, and I don't know the full story, but like your dad, like kind of living there part-time with you, you know, being a part of your business in any capacity, I think you need to phase that out for him and for you. Because that's going to end bad.
Yeah.
Even if you love each other, bad. Because like, he's your dad. And Logan's your brother. Like, it's just too interconnected. I don't know what's next. We haven't really talked about your business and all of that stuff, but like, I think it is something that maybe you should think about, which is like, oh, I gotta do this for me.
Yeah.
Next, I gotta do this shit for fucking me. I shouldn't have a million people depending on me. There were so many people at your house, and they all are depending on you. And that is like stressful as fuck. It's like a lot.
There's not many people you could trust out here. Like, I'm sure you know that. And my dad's in there right now to like look over everyone's shoulder. Like, my old business teams were like stealing money from me, and I think in that capacity it's been super helpful.
Yeah, and I think he can help in that way.
Yeah.
He can help get shit back on track. But then I think you need to do your own thing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Just fucking like your own thing, like doing your own thing and making shit you love, and not having 100 people in your house all the time.
My mindset has changed, and I think a lot, like, what people will see is definitely a lot of focus more in myself, and less people like depending on me. Yeah.
And you're not being an asshole by saying that, by the way. Don't feel like, oh, my dad's gonna be mad, or my brother, people are gonna be mad at me. You're not an asshole for saying that. That's just a human thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Fuck me, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the first step of this is, but I think like you can do like a talent management thing. That's fine, but like it shouldn't be something where you're handing people careers, because that's just fucking not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it hasn't worked.
You know.
Yeah.
Because like, the last thing you need is more like why I left. Why I left.
Bro, I swear if someone else makes a why I left you that video, like
it's just like, oh my god, yikes.
It's like the truth. My truth.
You literally like, from what I gathered, most people are like, I just want to see what he's like off camera.
Am I
I want
filming?
to see if he's. Are you still filming?
Do you want me to film it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody's ever seen you like that. Just talking about this shit.
Yeah.
So when are you guys going on vacation? Because I think you should go like now.
We're going? We're going like a day.
2 days, but yeah, I think we should go right now.
Yeah, I think we should like get on a plane now.
I almost cried.
What did you guys talk about? What'd I miss?
Just
a lot.
Yeah. Did you tell him about?
You told me not to.
Oh, I love you.
What did you not? What are you guys? What's the secret?
So, my producer, Katie, yesterday was actually a therapist. And the whole day, she was really just like watching you and talking to you and just like seeing you off camera and just like seeing what you were like. Because the whole point was like, is he a sociopath?
So she was actually secretly a therapist? Did you know that?
Yeah, remember when we were
I told her. I told her that.
No.
You probably don't even know what it is.
A sociopath?
Yeah.
I don't think I know the exact definition, but it's not good.
That's perfect.
Oh my god. All right, let's.
Wait, but so did she say anyone was a sociopath in our group?
We'll talk about that in the next video.
Did she?
She probably did.
So it's been a little bit. We've been kind of hanging out for an hour. And something came up. I was like, listen, I don't want to get too deep into family stuff. It's not my place. Should I take out the part where I was like, I think your dad needs to move out. I think you need to be kind of on your own for a while. And then you kind of said there was something.
Yeah, I mean, I told Shane off camera, but I said no. Like you can leave that in there. Like it's not something I already don't know. My dad definitely like helped when I needed him, and like he was someone I could trust as I was bringing in new business people, but I basically I told him like weeks ago that that he should go back to Ohio, and like we should just go back to like he should just be my dad, and like we could just like have like a normal father-son relationship and bond like over the stuff that we love. Like we both love off-roading, we both love cars, we both love motorcycles. Like that's the relationship that I love with my dad, and like I told him, I was like, we're both gonna be happier that way. Like just be, even for Logan, because like his relationship with Logan is very broken as well, and it's like we just need you to just be like our dad and like not be so involved with like all this other shit. And yeah, it's like I said, it's not something I don't know. Like I know I saw it months ago. Like it's just like it's such a sensitive thing because he is my dad, and like I love him, and I didn't want to like hurt his feelings, and like it's just hard.
I mean, I think it's gonna be good for your whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something you want to say? Are you good?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
This makes Drake look so much better. Yeah, for real. This is a movie. He made a movie.
Like, so he evaluated my whole life. And it's
He made a whole movie. This is good. Now, this is it. There's another part.
I'm excited. I'm excited we're doing this.
Suddenly you look like a stranger.
How you do this?
I know I'm putting a lot of like trust into you, and I think if like someone can, do this and have it be fair, it's you. And I want to be like as truthful as possible, obviously, and like just be super real and kind of just like clear things off my chest that I haven't said before. And I know like a lot of people were saying like, yo, like Shane, why are you doing this? Like, don't give him a platform and so on and so forth. And so like,
I wish that you hadn't pulled the trigger. Shut me down with my
It's like the end of. It's crazy.
I know you're gonna get criticism for this one. Like, I don't even think I have to warn you. I know you're gonna. Criticism for this.
This shit ain't safe for this
I don't even think I have to warn you, but people hate me. Like literally, they hate me. And
You swam so deep into my river. Your footsteps lead everywhere I go. I never was a weeper.
I don't. If like this is gonna hurt you, then like I don't want to do it.
For the little things that we wanted, I know it was so good together.
I don't want to have to say like I told you so. Like I told you, people would be pissed, but.
I wish that you hadn't pulled the trigger. Shut me down with my bitter heart. My blood is getting thicker.
He killed this. He killed this.
But yeah, it's like if there's anything we can do to avoid you getting hurt.
Shut me down with my bitter heart. My blood is getting thicker. Oh baby, look at me just one more time. Tell me that you don't regret it. I really thought we were fine. Then you shot me down.
We should do it, and we should just be as honest as possible about everything, and yeah, man, I trust you. I trust you.
With my bitter heart.
Dang. Is that it? Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was amazing. Was that the last part? I think that was the last part. Great. Wow. That was amazing. Beautiful. Outstanding. And phenomenal. Shane did great. He did a great job with this. Wow. Wow. Put in the comments what y'all thought about that video. That was good. I'm shocked. I liked how honest he was and that he didn't hold nothing back. He was completely honest and he told everything. That was great. Well, comment what y'all thought about that. Comment if you really like change your mindset on Jake. I changed mine. You can see how he changed. He's not as crazy as before. And bro, that thing with his brother killed him. You can tell. With listening to his brother, you could tell he was just hurt. Yeah, I thought he was about to cry too. Dang, that's just messed up, bro. And his brother didn't really seem sorry, but the fact that he forgave him was like even more. And then he took the video down. He took the video down in the video. Like, that's crazy. I like Jake. I respect him. This should help him. This is kind of like a good step for him. Like I would say, for doing this is a good step for him and for Shane. So people should not hate on Shane for doing this, but this was great. This was a great series. This was a movie, and I know it's long, so I bet y'all skipped through it. I would have, because this is an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm still talking, so it's about to be like an hour and 50 or 60-minute video. But that was that was worth it. Shoot, that was worth it. Well, hope y'all subscribe for more content. Hit thumbs up if you like the video. Hit the bell, post notifications, follow notification family. Like want to click on other reactions and challenge y'all want me to do, and I'm out. Peace, love, blessings, J fam.
I know you're somewhere. I'm trapped in my mind, girl. I know you're somewhere. I'm trapped in